Mm-hmm.
Hey, look, a circle of mushrooms.
Oh, hey, this is something everybody found, I think.
That's good.
Yeah,
Yay.
I like kind of like this secret because it's kind of obvious, so people are like, "Oh, hey, there's a clue here. Wait, maybe there's more around."
Yep. Yeah, you have to have a few
Like,
obvious ones, especially kind of near the beginning, near the monument, so that people know that they should be looking and they'll be rewarded for it.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Playing Blue's Clues with Render.
Um, let's see. Let's do a little bit more, but not tackle another dungeon today.
Okay, then
As
let's tackle just the rest of the overworlds.
Okay, so red sand. So first off, there was a transition, into kind of like gray sand in the back of the map, and there's a transition into the red sand here. And it felt
And it,
like I think there's a blaze spawner over here. It seems like yeah, once you get into the red sand, like it's pretty quickly becomes where blazes start spawning, and so that quickly gives you a sense of this is the more difficult area of the map. Is that kind
mhm.
of how you intended it to be?
Yes, the original intention, we when we talked about this first, there were like 4 sections of the map. Do you remember that? The original idea was you had this big overworld and 4 different sections, and every single section had a different theme to it. So the first one was a normal desert, the second one was a gray desert, the third one was a red desert, and the fourth one was the red desert, but basically netherified or more darker.
Okay.
Was one of those two, and this is basically the darker nether version. While that small part right over there is still just normal red
Oh
desert.
yeah, it didn't really occur to me that yeah, there's more of the red desert over here, and yeah, Dungeon 5 or yeah, it's Dungeon 5 is
Mhm.
in red desert as well. Okay,
And while this is also darker and it has netherrack on it,
right.
and there's more resources here, and there are
The logs
blazes,
rather than the wood,
and
yeah,
yeah,
planks.
and it all is all hopefully making clear to the player, hey, this is where the difficult part of the map is going to be.
Hmm.
So get your man pants on.
The netherrack played well with the infernizer,
Hmm. This is a
and
nice part to just kind of let creepers explode, get some netherrack, especially if you don't like mining coal, like a
oh
friend
yeah,
of
I never
mine.
even really thought of that. Yeah, you gave out a stack of netherrack with the second infernizer back in Dungeon 1. And I didn't use it a
Mhm.
ton. Again, it's one of those things that like you have to like have two different inventory slots then for lighting, one to place the netherrack and one to um uh I guess the infernizer would already be on my bar though, and the netherrack is kind of blocked, so I guess it's not actually that bad. So yeah, that
Mhm.
actually would be a good thing to do.
I might mess around with that in my next map as well.
I see.
Stainless steel and netherrack.
Yeah. And yeah, if you manage to avoid the blazes or kind of like take your time, it was still the case that even early on in the map you could kind of quickly progress into this area a bit to explore.
Hmm.
While we're over here, I think it's just random. So the mushrooms around the map, like, what was your strategy for placing them? Like, did you just place a few and let random tick speed grow them a bit, and then turn off the random tick speed, or
They're all hand placed except for
except for the
how
circle
did
of
I do
them?
this
Or
for?
well, I guess that
Yeah,
had
oh
to be hand
yeah, yeah,
placed.
no, yeah. Everything is hand placed and they're all kind of singular. Oh, I can't. Oh yeah, of course, because there's no
Yeah, you
sky
can't
on
place
top.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, everything's just kind of like that. But for this part, I put I think I kind of measured like what's the distance, and then I went into the wall, like the distance for in terms of chunks, and then I put my chunks on a certain random distance. So just only this part, all the mushrooms here would grow,
I see.
just so there is more stuff over here because this is where you're gonna need it.
Right, you're gonna need more food potentially or whatever. Yeah,
Hmm.
there's this line of four mushrooms here.
That's
Um,
just Minecraft's random tick
yeah,
speed
and yeah,
update.
I thought, yeah, possibly something when I saw it at one point. I hadn't noticed until now that there's cactus growing on netherrack in a few places in this portion of the desert.
What?
So,
What are you talking about?
So yeah, when you swap that out, it's interesting because you swapped over in the gray sand area. There's actually, yellow sand, normal sand that the cactuses grow on. But then over here, the
That's
cactuses are another rack.
this part came. I made this later,
Hmm.
so there was more of a time constraint with the jam. So
Okay.
it's like hurry, hurry, hurry. Don't be OCD about stuff like that. And
And I
and
mean, I
I think
guess, yeah. I mean, other
and
than
this
looking weird,
is some
like it
shade.
doesn't, there's no problem. Like you place a block next to it and
Mhm.
it would update anyway, even if it was on the sand. So
I think somewhere there was a cactus literally piercing through one of these rocks.
I see.
There was a die-hard cactus.
That's a little bit more, yeah, more.
Yeah. I'm not talking about the secret because there's a secret that's like that, where it's like a sand block on right here and then a cactus and there's I think iron underneath.
I see.
Okay.
So obviously, there's this green X of cactus over here, and the treasure map to get it is with the redstone torches chest over here, as I recall.
Mm-hmm. Right
Yeah.
there.
So that's the one
Inventory.
that the chest I think kind of screams at you, and I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. So far, people who've come by here that I've watched have all kind of like found it before they got the treasure map.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I mean, this one was too obvious.
yeah, I think it might be too obvious.
I could just remove the cactuses and then players could easily figure out still like, oh, there's lava right here. Oh, this is kind of the shape. I should probably, especially because it's a one-on-one scale. It's like, oh, it's probably 20 up
Right. Or even if
and
you
so
just,
much to
if
the
you,
west.
rather than having the full
'Cause
X, if it was just the middle one and the four outside corners, uh, it
that's
would,
still
it would,
this already triggers me when I see this like four corners like, oh, it's like, this already looks kind of obvious.
I
And
see.
then dig right here. Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. I don't know. In any case, yeah. Emerald, iron, shulker box, kind of like the other one. Except for there's two iron
Mhm.
blocks here, whereas I think the other one only had one iron block in the meteoroid early in the map.
Yeah. This is the fourth shulker box we have found.
We found one in that meteor. We found one in this meteor. We found one in the bottom of Dusty Peak.
We have found one in the puzzle room.
Oh, right, the Vault of Acuity. I forgot about that.
Hmm. And then there's a fifth
And then there's
one.
going to be one more somewhere. Okay.
I don't think anyone saw this. Oh no, yeah, it was actually funny. The fifth one was right here. Freeox and Travel Dog found
Hmm.
this. Kind of, quote unquote, found this. They saw this pillar.
Oh,
They were
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah,
oh,
yeah, yeah.
this
This
is not
pillar is not
lit.
lit. And they tore it all down. They're like, there
Uh-huh.
must be
And
something
it's
hidden
like,
underneath it. Yeah.
this is something I've done before.
Yeah,
It's
you
like,
did it
oh,
in. Yeah, and I
one
didn't
is
get it
not
then
like the
either.
other.
You have to light all the torches, and when you light it, it
Mhm.
immediately turns into a shulker box.
And it's blood, it's black, like the charcoal, which I kind of like that touch.
Right. You could have, and I mean, you did this in Corona Trials, like where there were coal blocks in the wall, like you could have hid a black shulker box in the wall, and a lot of people might not
Hmm.
notice, kind of thing.
Yeah, that's the thing I kind of want to do as well. Just hide shulker boxes everywhere and
Right. Because
us
they're not too
around.
overpowered, and they are handy, and so. But
Hmm.
yeah, there were enough of them in this map that.
They make really good loot, at least for the first few, because the more you find, the less you're like, oh my god, yes, because
Right.
it's
Yeah.
you already
Unless you
have it.
lose them, yeah, like having even just one on you or whatever is already pretty good.
Hmm. And then we have your favorite trap.
Preox really liked the design of this trap too.
Hmm. So how this one works is
I'm gonna go in spectator mode.
spectator mode. You can
Yep,
see
that's
it.
exactly what I thought.
And if you look at how the TNT is configured,
Does it all go off at the same
um,
time?
it all goes off at the same time. So even if it kills you,
Your
at least
inventory is
if you
still
break
there.
the spawner, your inventory is still there.
Unless a creeper happens. I guess a creeper wouldn't have survived the initial explosion probably, so
Hmm.
you wouldn't have to
And
worry about that.
this one kind of penalizes you for letting creepers explode. Like if you let a creeper explode, it will trigger the trap and will uneven out the TNT
Right.
explosions.
Then they might explode separately and blow everything
Hmm.
up. Right. But
So
yeah,
that's
the fact that you can walk across here and you're like, oh no, I'm worried that it's going to be an update trap. And someone, nope, okay, I guess it's not an update
yeah,
trap. We're all fine. And then you do
and
this and
then got you,
yep.
and then watch the fire unfold.
Oh wow, I flew really high.
Yeah, it's like a TNT cannon.
That's fun. Um, yeah, I fell in many of your pits, and I've gotten very good at doing the move of oh gosh, oh gosh, oh gosh, oh gosh, get out, get out, get out.
Hmm. It's so fun. It's so fun to watch people frantically escape stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the top,
It's like one
the
of the most fun things about seeing people play the maps.
yeah. Obviously, I'm critical of a bunch of things that Mojang do, but the amount of time it takes TNT to go off after the hiss, it's just perfect.
Hmm. The 8 seconds.
I have no idea what the actual
That's
delay is, but
2,
it's good, whatever it
3,
is.
4, or 5, I guess. Five
Probably
seconds.
5 seconds,
5 or
yeah.
6. I like how I can think about what's actually the time on that. Like his 1, 2, 3, 4, and then boom, probably. But yeah, this is a come get me chest right
Mm-hmm.
here. And then there's kind of a come get me lighting queue right over here near the food stash.
Right. Yeah, I remember you could see definitely the potion stand or whatever, like the light I saw from a little ways off. Um, and with these potion stands, if you didn't get the potion stands here, are there anywhere else that you could get potion stands basically in the whole map?
Nope.
Okay.
At least, wait, was there like a brewery in the inn?
I
No,
don't think
no.
so. And so, yeah, I guess with the light here, you're not going to have a creeper randomly spawn here probably, and so it's not a problem.
Yeah,
Um,
for how OP
yeah,
brewing is, I kind of like it.
yeah.
And it's another reward for exploration.
Right. And yeah, it's only a
It's,
reward if you've also found the nether wart and found the water. Otherwise, it's not useful to you yet, too. So, otherwise, you just, hey, I got some extra food. Hooray.
mhm.
And there was also, yeah, the mushrooms and things that were
Oh
down here
yes.
and more food. And yeah, the creeper spawner and then this blaze spawner. This blaze spawner, I guess it's just because it's up high and also because I was trying to save the tree because this is one of the first log trees that I found coming over here and yeah, it burned.
Brian thinks about the environment. How nice.
I wanted the wood.
Hmm.
I missed the earlier wood chest at the entrance to Dungeon 3.
All the trees will burn.
Yeah.
I really like that about this part of the map, is where it's not just evade all the fireball shots, but actually kind of position yourself in a spot where it wouldn't hit all the logs.
Right. And possibly maybe it would hit the netherrack in order to just create some more light to help defend you against other mobs in the meantime.
Mm-hmm. And the netherrack also helps with that, with lighting up, because the fireballs hit the netherrack, and so
Yeah.
it lights up more.
Other than the awesome creeper trap that we just set off where the sand falls down here,
Hmm.
in just kind of the overworld section, I guess there was one over towards Dungeon 2 where there was iron in the ground. Like, is there any other sand falling traps in the overworld? I guess the entrance to Dungeon 5.
Mm, me, uh, no, not really.
Yeah, I was honestly, I was surprised that somewhere there wasn't a random shrub that led to a falling trap.
I didn't find disrupts that important
I see.
for sticks. I guess if I put a lot together. But,
Yeah. Yeah.
oh yeah, then we have the fallen over tower.
Right. Which, yeah, I think I had to be like walking around the outside to realize that it was fallen over tower. I see. So there's a hay bale here. I don't remember if I ever kind of like came through here at the end. So you can see the hay bale, and then does this cause any of it to collapse into the arcanium, or is this just hay?
No, no. I think you I think you asked this when you were doing your last video.
I see. Maybe I did.
If you go into spectator mode
Okay.
and it's positioned so it's kind of on the opposite side of the arcanium, so it
Right.
actually makes sense with the dungeon down below.
Right.
And it's perfectly symmetrical. And then when you have the entrance to Dragon's Exile,
Mm-hmm.
basically the structure on top, that is precisely in the middle of those two towers. So the whole architecture,
I see.
the whole thing actually is one massive building that is
Just
um,
submerged.
submerged beneath the sand.
And so just the
And I
towers are sticking up.
that's one of those OCD things that I really like, is where the whole thing makes sense.
Yeah. I
As a
actually
whole
like that
structure.
too now that I see it.
And that's not something that's one thing that people like won't see at all because they don't realize it, I think.
Right. Yeah, that's cool. I'm flying around in spectator now mode now just to appreciate that this is, yeah, one whole big building that just has these parts sticking up. Near the tower, there is
Hmm.
one piece of glass that I see underground,
Wait, what? Oh
next
yeah,
to some obsidian. That's probably just a bug.
uh, that's my how I do some dungeons I
Oh,
make
it's a
differently.
corner, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a corner of the dungeon, and that's how I copy paste stuff
Yep.
in,
Okay. So
so I
you
can
can
easily
grab the whole
select it
thing.
and
Yeah, I see
can
a corner way over on
find
the
it
other side.
underground.
Yep. Okay.
Because I don't make everything on the spot in terrain, and it really helps. I don't know, it's some psychological stuff where if you make something separately, you make it a lot quicker because you're not constantly looking at how the other stuff is done. So you're not like seeing like, is this
Got
good
it.
enough
So
compared to
it's
that?
like build the
So it's
castle against a whole white background and then place it into the
hmm
environment later.
and it so it basically makes you think less of how it compares to the other stuff, and makes you, at least it makes me it makes me a lot quicker with making stuff, making all the things separate and then putting them together.
I see.
I hope I explained that well.
Yeah, I see.
So yeah, make things separate is quicker for me.
And then, yeah, I think you talked about last time. Basically, you have one of Adrian's MC edit filters or whatever that basically allows you to just like take the top and just like tip it over sideways. And
Hmm. The 3D polar array um,
hey, look, an anvil.
rotator. Hey, yes. All these anvils are either slightly damaged or heavily damaged,
Uh huh.
so that you won't get the advancement of making a brand spanking new anvil.
I
Because
see.
there's an advancement for making a brand
I
spanking new
obviously made
anvil.
one, and I don't even remember getting the advancement. So, oh
Yeah,
well.
advancement.
Does anything happen if you get all the advancements on the map?
No.
Okay.
There is
I
a second advancement for getting two water buckets, or at least discovering the two
I see.
water sources before finding the last actual infinite source
I
at the end
see.
of the map. Spoiler alert.
So and yeah, I how is it that you detect that? You have two water buckets in your
Um,
inventory or something, or yeah, how does the advancement
um,
detection work? Basically, what I'm wondering is if we use the trick that we talked about in a previous episode, where you could use a cauldron to give yourself a second water bucket.
no, you need to actually remove both water sources from the actual place.
Oh, I
So
see. Okay,
it's constantly checking for water right over in the
got
oasis.
it. And so once that goes away, it sets
Once
a
it's gone,
flag, and then yeah, that
yeah,
one sets a flag, and for
that's
both.
trigger A. And then the other one is it has a water bucket in the chest.
Got
So
it.
when that water bucket is removed from the chest,
Got it.
the second trigger gets triggered. And then it's just a secret advancement that's behind the second water bucket. Like you can make
hidden
Advanced map.
advancements that don't show up beforehand. Yeah, in the advancements like submenu or whatever. Yeah.
And then we come to Stonehenge.
I
This is kind of like
guess.
Stonehenge.
I guess. I don't know. It also, like, when I came to this area, I think I saw that it was vertical and there were blazes, and I was kind of feeling scared, and I was just like, let me just dig a staircase down from the side, and so, like, I never really approached it from the top there, and I was always just coming in through my protected staircase to get down to the entrance of this dungeon.
This is another spawner hiding this way. I kind of put
I see.
they just in the diamond shape around these.
Right.
And put
So
it
is
in
there a
the
trap on this
ceiling,
one?
or put it somewhere. Nope.
I see. Because,
That's
yeah, you use that
only
blaze
the,
trap in the ceiling in at least two or three places in the monument. Or in the monument, in the map.
The monument is trapped. Yeah, I used it in the last 2 dungeons. And then there's an iron pick in here for the gold.
That's nice. I don't remember if I came up here and found this one.
Oh, and even iron. Oh yeah, this iron used to be lapis.
Oh, wow.
I've put it over. I put it in the ice cave just so the ice cave is mandatory in the long run.
Right. And I think that's also kind of good because, like, also the diamonds are on this end of the map and the lapis is on the other far end of the map. After I found it, I don't remember if I ever said it like in a video. I kind of like that from the point of view of like the most overpowered thing you get. It means you have to like run the gamut of the map.
Yes,
effectively.
that's something because Untold Stories 6, which I'm working on, that map has been in development for longer than this map. So that's something that actually came that design aspect from if you want an enchanting table or brewing, you need to go over all these different areas. That actually came from that map.
I see.
Where you have a water bucket in area A, but in area B is the netherworld, and in area C you will get the brewing stand.
Right.
And so it's like a puzzle where you need to connect them all together.
Right. We were just talking about the blaze traps in the ceiling. I want to go into spectator mode and see this blaze trap for where they're in the floor.
This one is like, don't dig straight down.
Oh, I never thought about that. If someone was actually standing on it.
Oh, that was the idea. And this one is mean as well because it's like, oh, blaze spawn. Let me stand on top of it to break it. Oh, now I'm dead.
It was down in a hole, and the blazes were usually coming out of the hole, and so like even getting into the hole would have been a challenge, I think, at the beginning. Yeah, because the blazes were just kind of like coming out of nowhere, and it was like, what's up with these guys? But yeah, then I hit that, and it's like, oh dear. All of a sudden, the world is exploding. And yeah, I think Preox had the exact same thing. It was like, we both kind of lived only due to dumb luck, I think. Do you see this spider over here? A piece of sand fell on top of him and suffocated him. It was hilarious.
Oh, no, I missed it. Oh, I will probably see it in the video then.
Alright, things to look forward to.
Oh, hey.
And yeah, the netherwort didn't grow, but there was plenty of netherwort here even after it blew up, so you could make all the potions you wanted, basically.
I saw a secret.
That was fine. You saw a secret.
Yes, right. Yeah.
Ah, look at these little cactuses. I think I found this.
Random loot chest.
Yeah. The rare double chest.
Trouble. This is one of those spots where people could be where you're playing on a sun monitor and you could see the netherworld from here.
Oh, interesting.
It's okay, blends in actually pretty well, which is good.
If I turn off my night vision, yes, it does blend in very well without the night vision. Were there, I can't remember, were there any night vision potions on this map? Because there were no carrots, so you couldn't brew them.
No.
I would have liked
I don't
that.
think so.
I would have liked having them available somehow.
I personally don't like night vision too much because it's kind of too bright. I wish you could easily see the difference between light and dark.
Yeah, if there was like a different. Yeah.
I would instead of like how Terraria does. Only Terraria is still kind of too dark. But Terraria is instead of black versus normal light, it's more gray versus light. So basically, it's just light gets just. It's like you put the brightness slider to 150%. I kind of wish this game would do that as well.
I
Just
see. I don't know exactly what you're
make
saying with Terraria.
just just mm, just make dark brighter, but not make it so bright that you can't see the difference between light and dark.
I see. Yeah. I
That's just
I know that, yeah, I would want to do something with light differently, but I'm not sure exactly what I want to do, and I won't try to describe it because I'm not sure exactly.
Some things are just so hard to describe without actually
Yeah.
showing it.
But yeah, I don't like the way light is done in this game.
I'm glad many people didn't go from beginning to end.
Well, and I mean, I guess you could bridge, but you didn't have many blocks at the beginning.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I did appreciate the fact that then you give the chest over here and says, "Hey, this would be a good place to build a bridge," because yeah, you will be coming back this way a bit, and it was nice to get the chest full of stuff, and it was kind of the perfect place to build a shortcut.
Yeah,
So,
and if you
I like
go
that.
to if you go to spectator mode and look at, so you see where I'm at.
Yeah.
So try to look right beneath this lava here. So stay around. You're in spectator mode, right?
Yeah.
Can you see where I am in spectator mode?
Yeah.
Try to be at the same level and look at the lava. You can kind of see what I did here with like a bridge where it's like one high, so you could easily just
Oh, I see.
along and place
honestly, I only tried placing stuff in the lava a couple places, and I think it was one deep, and so I just kind of assumed that it was one deep everywhere. But it's just in this
Oh, no, no.
just in this portion that it is. Okay. That's convenient.
Oh wait, how do speedrunners do that? Oh, like this. Only
They fall in the
more
lava
professional.
periodically. Yeah, that's what the speedrunners do.
Mhm.
I guess, yeah, if you were speedrunning this and had a stack of blocks, that would be a quick way to get over there, maybe.
Especially because people will try to go for the hardest area first to get the OP gear and then do the rest.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh yeah, with the small cave as well. Like
Yeah,
a
this
small glowstone
cave... Where is it? It's over here. Thank you.
Need a fireworks. Hey, this chest.
There was some good stuff in here, but I don't remember what it was. There was glowstone for one, so if you had the potions, I think this is the first and one of the only places you could get glowstone, if I remember.
That's why you either see sea lanterns, which are kind of too blue in my opinion, because everything is like a really warm tone, or you see what's it faces, redstone lamps.
And you had pumpkins over in Dusty Peak as well.
Oh yeah.
Jack-o'-lanterns.
I could have used more of those as well. And so yeah, this area wasn't actually as difficult as I meant it to be. I guess I should have put more blaze spawn in here.
I remember what the loot is here that Preox somehow amazingly found, who decided to block this off and then discover that there's a chest hidden down here.
Clue kind of here was this circular lava pool.
It is
At least
very circular.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, as a map maker, this is like a circular brush. You can easily see it as a map maker. And then it's like in the center there's a lava pool, so it's or lava fall. So it's kind of like, oh hey, it's like a double clue, like look at me kind of thing.
And it's good loot, so yeah, if you found it, like, it definitely made it worth it for you. But wow.
That's the third diamond chest.
Yep.
So you have that on top of your infinity book, and your heaps and heaps of glowstone. Let me actually look at how much.
Oh yeah, I remember basically.
I can easily.
I don't remember if Preox ended up like digging through it a bit, but yeah, there's tons of glowstone.
Yeah, this is basically like all the glowstone you will ever want, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I just grabbed a little bit of it because I was like, okay, I'll have it for potions, and I know that, you know, 10 is going to be 30 potions already or whatever. So you like break 4 blocks and you're already set to go. But if you wanted
Kind of
to build with it or something, it's all here.
kind of reminded me of
Right.
how Zisto used to play in like Legendary, where he would use so much glowstone everywhere.
I see. Yeah. Glowstone parking lot.
Oh yeah, that was it.
Yeah, where he took all the glowstone out of Peaceful Lake and used it to light up the Swamp of Despair.
Mm-hmm.
So that he would no longer despair.
Mm-hmm. Let me see. I think that's about everything on the surface.
I feel like we might have still forgotten one thing. One thing I was curious about is the back wall over here. I don't know if you can see where I am.
Yes.
I feel like there should be something here, but maybe there isn't. Is there anything along this back wall?
It's because this thing is just straight up flat. This is one of those places where there's no actual mesa that's inside that's connected to this thing. So it's literally a flat ball part, which I, of course, added the layer thingamajigger.
Right.
There's not much going on here, so it feels like there should be something.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a chest actually on top of the
Like way up at the
temple.
top.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I did find the chest up on top
that's
of
a nice
this. I see. Yeah, that was good food.
When you were cheating and on top of the map.
Right, exactly, when I was on top. And yeah, I guess that was it. So yeah, I guess it was mostly the fact that it was a big flat wall and there was so much spread out around the rest of the map that it just kind of surprised me that there wasn't anything there.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, the top of the tower.
Oh yeah. I was hoping there'd be an
so
anvil
much
up here
fun.
because the first one of these onion tops that had fallen over, I found an anvil in. And instead, what there was this hole that's right here. Oh yeah, also the loot.
That was so fun.
That was the best
bad.
sequence.
This was one of those moments where I actually felt bad for you dying so many times.
And I managed to recover all my inventory.
Yeah.
Like I fell
so
from
bad
here
when
and
you
I
died.
died and my inventory ended up over here and I came down to get the inventory over here and I placed a torch and I updated this and then this fell.
Oh.
And I managed to recover my inventory again despite the fact that there's a gas spawner here and so many things going on. I was very proud of myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I made a great video, so everybody wins. Hi, Gast. Bye, Gast.
I kind of underestimated how kind of the risk reward of this chest in the top onion.
Sorry, you kind of underestimated how what?
The risk rewards kind of.
I see, so you're saying that the loot was kind of underwhelming for coming up here?
Yes.
It helped me find the Arcanium. And that's something I hadn't thought about before. So like you have to go down there basically and set off the trap to find dungeon number 8.
Mm-hmm.
I found it.
There's a hint in the book.
In the journal inside the.
Yeah.
Can we go read it really quick? Because I don't remember exactly what it said. I just remember it talked about the fact that you had to find the second explodey thingy.
Yeah, and there was an arcane vault down below.
So it did say down below. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to pick out the book first, then I'll hand it to you. Or put it back in the chest. Expansive arcane vault is buried beneath the sand. I see. Mm-hmm. Okay. So it did give an explicit hint.
I think it was Aura who actually broke down the obsidian. I think it's 1 or 2 thick. So you could even like dig.
Oh, just dig anywhere?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to do that in creative really quick.
I think most people will definitely will trigger this one because the whole chest.
Yeah, I mean, there's a chest there, and so you want to see what it is, and so even if you're expecting a trap, like, you'll go down to check out the chest.
When you open the chest, it triggers the whole thing.
Right, because it's a trap chest.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you update any of the bottom blocks, or
Mhm.
yeah,
I mean, even if it was a normal chest, I think it upgrades because it's at the bottom layer. Whoa,
right.
flying spider.
Yeah, and it's a great reveal. I mean, you come down in here, you can, it's lit up in a way, and you can obviously see the sign and the ender chest, and so you know that it's a whole area, even if you're falling at the time and getting blown up.
Hmm. I like the creative, interesting dungeon entrance.
Yeah, I feel like you've done
Something
that.
different.
I guess there was like a fall after an explosion in the previous map. I can't think of the area right now.
Yeah, I think. Oh yeah, in Corona there was like an area behind an explosion.
Right, but I think you end up like falling in water or something, and so it was just the fun jump scare there.
Hmm. Jump scares are always fun.
Yeah. And
Oh yeah,
then,
the infertile eggs. We also.
oh yeah. We didn't go over to this little house, and
Mhm.
yeah. And so the unfertile eggs, yeah, it took me a minute, but combined with the book about lore about no good renewable food source at the beginning, um, yeah, I finally got the idea that, oh, and there's an achievement for cake. The egg is just here so that you can craft a cake, and it's not here to turn into chickens. And so if it does spawn
Mhm.
a chicken, do you just immediately kill them?
Yes, and their texture is in the resource pack. It's just
Oh,
completely
yeah. It's
empty.
invisible, I think you told me.
So if I do, I think if I put like lava down, because you could still hear him. Can you hear him? I guess not. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, no. Oh, I heard one.
Okay. Yeah, I just heard one too. Okay.
Yeah, okay, so you can still hear him.
All right. Oh, well, this will
Oh,
be a good time for us to be finishing up anyway.
oh. Mm-hmm. Smoothless transition.
Yeah, I think the house over here was just like another one of these standard houses. This one, yeah, again, we're in the kind of the dark red desert, and so it was reasonably difficult. There was kind of a nice little cubby hole, not really cubby hole, but just kind of like a space behind the house where zombies would be spawning through the wall, and so even if you were inside the house, you were still spawning a bunch of monsters outside until you destroyed the spawners, and so you ended up with the huge zombie conga lines coming at you.
Mm-hmm. And this is one of those. These houses are one of these moments where it's where you have all these different houses around, and they're
Uh-huh.
kind of copy pasta around.
Uh-huh.
But they have different themed monsters in them. Because you had the spider one with the cave spider one.
Right.
You had the one with the 4 creeper spawners.
Right.
This one has all these zombies.
Right.
So they're still kind of the same, but still also
Yeah.
different
They all
again.
give you different experience. There's a couple other things over here very quickly before the server restarts. There's a super tall cactus,
Mm-hmm.
and it's
It's
sitting
a
on top of some
secret to
iron.
everybody. It's your star of fortune,
And
as I
then
like to call it.
there's 4 cobwebs over here.
What?
Over here, sorry, behind you.
Uh,
Right over
Oh,
here.
hey, that's okay. Yeah, that's one of my. I think I'm shadow brushes. Yeah, I missed one. I was probably doing them from over here,
Hmm.
and I
And you
probably
accidentally
did a
mouse
shootout.
cursor ended up over here and it put it
Yeah,
against this wall, so that's just a bug. Okay.
it's really easy to do, and I think now that I remember, this is one of those chests that I. Oh no, that's only a spider spawn already.
Up on top over here, there's a chest. I remember finding this one. That's kind of in the spider webs over here.
Shut up,
Just a
Browns.
random loot chest.
Yeah, I was thinking there was that I put a chest down here, but there's so many places where I kind of remember putting a chest, but I never did because I was thinking about it. And there's so many spots where I have that.
Yeah. Well, there was lots of loot. All right. Well, in a future recording session, we can come back and talk about the other dungeons. But yeah, thanks again for recording and talking through all this. I'm enjoying it, and I hope the viewers are too.
Thanks for having me on.